Assalamu alaikum students, this is Majid Tahir, your teacher for computer science. Today we are doing another topic of programming, P2. The topic that we are doing is selection statements. So in this topic we will be looking at the flowcharts, pseudocodes and the program codes of Visual Basics and Python for selection statements. Let's start. Structured statements for selection, we also call them conditional statements. There are two types of selection statements that we are going to discuss today. If then else statements and case of otherwise end case. Now if then else statements, if condition is true, it goes to the then portion. If the condition is false, it goes to else path. And then if then else condition normally end with an end if statement. We are going to talk about flowcharts versus pseudocode. Start, input marks. If marks are greater than 50, yes, pass, no, fail, and end. Let's see the same pseudocode of the same program. Begin declared marks integer. Print enter your marks, input marks. If marks are greater than 50, then pass, else, print fail, end if, and end of the program. Now let me show it to you one by one how this works line by line. So begin is basically the start terminator. So this is how it works. Now declare, print and input. These three lines are basically programmers know that this input marks means that they have to declare the marks also. They have to make a prompt statement also, and then they have to the user has to input the marks also. So programmers know that this is the prompt. You can write on prompt in flowchart also, but it works without the prompt also. So this is the if condition. If marks are greater than or equal to 50, if marks are greater than 50, then print pass. Now this symbol for selection tells that we are talking about if now. Then is the portion of yes. If it is then yes, if marks are greater than 50, then it will display pass. Else is the portion of this no. If marks are not greater than 50, then it will display fail, which is going to be over here in this parallelogram. So this whole complete selection statement over here is this one over here in the pseudocode. Now pseudocode has to end with an end if statement. This is very important that whenever you open an if statement, it has to have an end if statement. Now we are going to talk about pseudocode versus program code. First of all, the same pseudocode that we have just talked about in the previous slide. Now we are going to see the program code for the same program. Now begin is the submain in Visual Basics. Declaration is redeem. We already know that redeem means declare in Visual Basics. Marks variable as data type integer. So we already have it over here. Now this is the prompt statement. Print enter your marks so that user can be prompted with a statement enter your marks and user can input some marks. So console.write line enter your marks. So this is going to be the prompt. So this one is the prompt statement. Then user has to enter the marks. This is the input. Marks is equal to console.read line. Console.read line means that user, whatever user input read that marks and put it in the marks variable. So this is the input statement for Visual Basics. Now this is the if then else statement that we are looking at over here. If marks are greater than 50, then portion tells yes, output you've passed exam, else portion means no, output you failed exam. So the same thing, if marks are greater than 50, yes goes to the then portion, you pass, else goes to no portion, your fail exam. We are going to look at the output statement. So when user inputs, for example, enter your marks, this is this line which was the prompt. So you can see that enter your marks is prompted to the user has input 45. Now 45 is because less than 50, so it goes to the else portion and displayed that you have failed exam. In another window, enter your marks in user input 75, because 75 is more than 50, so it goes to then portion, and this line is printed. You've passed exam, so you've passed exam is printed. Now, Visual Basics is the same way like pseudocode. The code of Visual Basics is very relatable with the pseudocode, but the code of Python is a little bit different. Now we are going to see the syntax of the Python. Let's see the Python syntax. Now this is the Python syntax that you can see on your screen. Now let me explain you the Python code. Now a Python begin, print, and input, all these three lines are basically in Python displayed by this one line. Marks is equal to int input enter your marks. So basically enter your marks is the prompt statement which was over here. Input is this statement which is this one, and marks is going to be declared directly. So one line of the Python. So this one line of the Python will cover all these three lines of the pseudocode: declaration, prompt, and input. Then we have if then else condition in the Python. So this is if then else condition in the pseudocode. Let's see. If marks are greater than or equal to 50. Now this you can see colon. This is very important. If you miss the colon in Python, it will give you an error. So Python is case sensitive. You cannot put a caps or a small. Also this colon is very important. Colon and then indent. You have to give a forward indent and then print pass. Python does not have a yes or a no or then or a else part in it. So in Python indentation is the most important thing. So as you can see, if forward indent means that it is a yes portion, it says pass, and in the else portion colon print fail. If it is no, then it goes to the else portion. And Python does not have any end if. So you have to come out of indent, means that when you come line back, indent back means that you're out of the if condition. So Python code has all the game of indents forward or backward. So this is the if then else condition of pseudocode, and this is the if then else condition of Python. Now again, if user inputs 45, it will say you failed exam. If user input 75, it says you have passed exam. Now let's see multiple conditions. So in multiple conditions, flowcharts is going to be like that. Start input marks. That input symbol is in the parallelogram, so we have input marks. So if the condition is this, if marks are, so this is the if condition in basically pseudocode. So whenever you have this symbol, means that you are now in a conditional statement. So if marks are greater than or equal to 80, yes means that condition. If it is true, it outputs grade A. No, then there is another conditional statement with another symbol. If marks are greater than or equal to 70, yes goes to this parallelogram. No, then there is another symbol of condition, means the third condition. If marks greater than 60, yes goes to output C. No, then output U, and program ends. So this is how the multiple condition in the flowchart works. So you always give the second condition in the no case. If the condition is not true, then you apply another condition over here. Let's see now the pseudocode of nested if statement. Nested statements can work in the selection also. Nested if statements can work in the loop also. Let's see. Begin, declare marks integer. So you have declared an integer marks. Print is the prompt. Enter your marks, input marks. Now over here, user is going to input some marks. Now if marks are greater than or equal to 80, now this is the one condition. If marks are greater than or equal to 80, then yes. If they are greater than or equal to 80, then print A. Else, in else portion, just like in flowchart, in no portion we had another condition. We have another if condition in the else portion. If marks are greater than or equal to 70, then print B. Else, now again else, in the no portion we have another if condition. If marks are greater than or equal to 60, then print C. Else, print U. and if. Now this is one statement. This is one nested if statements. This one is one complete nested if statement. Then we have end if, and end if, because there are three nested if, there are three nested end if. So as you can see, the brackets are already applied. So this is one nested if statement, this is one statement, complete if statement with an end if, and this is a complete statement with an end. No, this is the Visual Basic code of the nested if statement. Now begin is the submain, we've already talked about it. Declare marks is the dim command. So dim means a declare, marks as integer, same data type. Print enter your marks is the console.write line enter your marks. So prompt for the user again. So user is going to enter marks, and marks are going to go in this variable marks. So console.read line is for input. So this is equivalent to this line. Now if marks are greater than equal to 80, then console.write line A. Else if there is another condition in else, you can do it separately also, you can do it together. Else if marks are greater than equal to 70, then output B. Else if third condition, marks are greater than equal to 60, output grade C. Else output grade U. End if. So you have multiple conditions but one end if. You can also have if separately in an else portion, then it will automatically display multiple end ifs, but you can work like that in the program code also. And then end of the program. Now let's see how the Python code works. Now in this slide you can see there are 4 nested if statements in the pseudocode. Number 1 is this one, number 2 is this one, this is number 3, and this is main if, and number 4. So if marks are greater than equal to 90, then print A star. Marks are greater than equal to 80, then print A. If marks are greater than equal to 70, then print B. Else if marks are greater than equal to 60, then C. Else print U. End if, end if, end if, end if, because there are 4 nested conditions, so there are 4 end ifs, and then end of the program. Now in Python, as I've told you earlier, that this Python does not have, yes or then portion, does not have any end if. So indentation and then some keywords or some colons are very important. So this one line, marks int input enter your marks, is basically declaration and input. So all these 3 lines are covered in this one line of the Python. This one line of the Python. Then we have if portion. If marks greater than equal to 90, colon means that we are talking about yes portion. It automatically takes one indent forward. Print grade A. Then and elif means that else if there is another condition, mark greater than equal to 80, colon again and indent forward again. Print grade A. Elif greater than equal to 70, marks, and then again this colon, and then again one indent forward. B. Elif marks greater than equal to 60, colon, and then one indent forward, and then grade C. Elif marks greater than 50, grade D. Else print fail. And then when you take your indent back to the first place, means that you're out of the if now. So when you input any marks, user is going to be, if user inputs, in marks user inputs, let's suppose let's suppose 80, it will go to this this condition and it will print A. So it will print grade A. All right. Okay, now there is another program where we have multiple conditions in one if statement. So as you can see that over here, so as if you see, we are declaring 3 variables, height, weight, and age, with the same data type of integers. So all of them are declared in one line. Then output statement, height, weight, age, and user inputs height, weight, age. Now important to note that in pseudocode we can do that, but in program code we have to input separately, height separately, weight separately, age separately. Now there is this if condition. If height is greater than 1 or weight is greater than 2 or age is greater than 5 and age is less than 70, then print you can write, else print you too small, too young, too old to write. Now let's see how the program is going to react when user inputs something. Over here now you can see enter your height goes to the height variable, user has input 12. Enter your weight goes to the weight variable, user has input 45. Age goes to the age variable, user has input 45. Now it has checked that height is greater than 1. Yes, it is. Weight is greater than 20. Yes, it is. 45 is greater than 20. Age is greater than 5. Yes, it is. Age is greater than 70. Yes, it is. So all the portions are in the yes portion. So it printed, you can write, as you can see over here, you can write. So this was it for today's lesson. I hope you've understood the selection statement of if then else.